So this is the, this is the second choice. This is the second choice. So, and here's again, we know there's only 2 endings remaining. We've got 8 out of 10 endings. So whichever choice we pick here leads either directly to the good ending or directly to the bad ending. It's not like Sayori's route where there's a good, neutral, and bad ending, right? It's just good and bad, given we know there's only 2 endings left. So this is the second choice. I honestly wasn't even, like, thinking about the second choice during sort of, like, the entirety of the time I was playing. Because I know Sayori's route, I was curious when the second choice would show up. But I mean, for Natsuki's route, I was more concerned about Sayori rather than the second choice, which will lead to the ending. Because Sayori's still presumably an issue, right? She's just kind of been out of the picture this whole time. And we know she's dealing with her own issues and problems right now, right? Which the MC can only really solve by reaching out to her. Which he hasn't, by the way. But just kind of throwing that out there. But so this is the second choice. Here's my issue, right? Well, I guess I have this loaded. It's saved, so we can load. So let's put this into perspective, right? So the Monica route second choice was this. My first time coming across this, I figured, well, I didn't know it'd lead straight to the good or bad ending, but I guessed correct, or I'm really just gonna call it guess. I guessed correctly and picked the top option, which led to the good route, right? First time. Yuri's route, sort of same deal, right? So for this choice, to me it seemed slightly more obvious. I guessed correctly, and this time I knew it would lead to a good or bad ending, but I guessed correctly, picked the bottom one, and that ultimately led to the Yuri route good ending first. Sayori's route, I thought it was even more obvious. I guessed the bottom option, right? Because I assumed that would have led to the good route ending. Not only was I wrong, but it also led to, it wasn't a good or bad ending for Sayori's route. It was a good, neutral, and bad ending, right? With survival being neutral and justice being bad. I figured that out, or that much out at this point, but ultimately the main point is, I guessed wrong on here. I thought see a doctor would be a good option, so I clicked it, right? Like, this was my guess. I was wrong. This led to the bad endings. This one, the one I didn't pick, the one I thought wouldn't lead to the good ending, actually did. So, the point being, it's not exactly that obvious. Just because I guessed something here, like, guess what would be the good ending, doesn't necessarily mean it is the good ending, given I'm only 2 for 3. Like, if I guessed wrong here, that could very well make me 2 for 4, right? At a rate of 1/2. That'd actually be pretty funny, because it means sort of the other part of the mod. I guessed both the good endings for that part, right? The Monica Yuri part of the mod. And then this part of the mod, this Sayori Natsuki part, I didn't guess the good ending. So, yeah, but I mean, here's my issue. Here's my issue, right? Like, I have no clue what the MC can conceivably do. His only real hope is if Natsuki can continue to relay information, right? Like, that's his only real hope, that Natsuki can continue to relay information and tell the MC, you know, where her and her father are going, or where they currently are, if they're, like, continuously moving away, right? So that's kind of what it is, right? I mean, that's really the only way the MC can do anything. Because let's say, honestly, it was, like, weird to me that, okay, Natsuki's dad is, like, literally, like, moving right now. They're, like, he's taking Natsuki and leaving the city. Like, he's going to those lengths, but at the same time, like, not taking her phone. Like, leaving it, like, making it so that, you know, she can continue texting the MC. Like, sort of enabling that. So, granted, at least he presumably knocked out the MC. So, he at least knows the MC was on their tail, and which was likely as a result of Natsuki reaching out to him. So presumably as of now, he would have taken her phone, but again, if that's the case, the MC can't conceivably do anything. The only way he can sort of get to where Natsuki is if she's continually relaying information to her, right? There's like no real like alternative, right? I mean, so that is something that has to happen. Like, something that has to happen in order for the MC to succeed is for Natsuki to continue relaying information to him. And assuming they stop at one point, because this is sort of assuming that, well, first off, if their MC's not going to chase the train, look at this train we're looking at. It's not like a freight train. This is a freaking bullet train, right? He's not gonna chase a train. Like, this is a stupid option. He's not gonna chase a train. So first off, that doesn't even work. It may be a better option if we knew, let's say, Natsuki wasn't going to be able to continue relaying information to the MC. But the issue is, if that's the case, then the MC wasn't going to catch her to begin with, or find her to begin with. The only way the MC sort of succeeds now is if Natsuki is continually relaying information to him. And if that's the case, then ultimately, time isn't the greatest factor, as opposed to sort of organizing and actually coming up with a plan to, you know, get her back, right? Because presumably her Natsuki and her father are going to stop at some point. If they just keep going across the entire damn country, we won't be able to catch them, right? Unless we somehow know where they're headed prior to that. But I mean, again, that all comes from Natsuki relaying information to the MC. Here's my logic. Okay, first off, he's not going to be able to chase the train, right? That's not a possibility. Second off, the only way for the MC to actually get to her is for her to continue relaying information to him. And if that's the case, then the focus isn't necessarily on getting to her as quick as possible, but either cutting her and her father off, or sort of organizing a plan to catch her, catch up to them, and get her away from her father, right? So if that's sort of the planning that needs to happen, I think getting Monica and Yuri is the better situation here. Granted, I could see some issues, obviously, if they're at school. Like, this may cause too much delay and something may happen, but I think chasing the train's a stupid option. Wait, hold on a second. Let me just look at something. Okay, wait, that's wrong one. Let me look at something. 2 periods here. Okay. 2 periods there. Am I on the right? 2 periods there. No periods here. 2 periods here. Because I was going to say, looking at these options, chase the train as a period, but there's zero significance, right? I was going to say, like, okay, if there was this sort of pattern which determines the good ending that I didn't take notice of earlier, then I can kind of cheat the system, but I honestly think get Monica and Yuri is the better decision here and will lead to the good ending. Because I honestly think even if he chases the train, he doesn't succeed. Like, there's no conceivable way for him to get to her unless she's consistently relaying information to him. And if that's the case, then the focus goes from getting to her ASAP to either cutting her and her father off or sort of planning to, like, intercept them at some sort of location. And those plans along those lines will, I think, getting Monica and Yuri will help with that. Obviously, Sayori is in no sort of condition to help, and I doubt the MC will go to her, even though he's not aware of it. For now, he thinks that Sayori's trying to stay away from him, so. But Monica and Yuri, honestly, but again, because here's the thing, right? This comes back to, I thought seeing a doctor would be the good option. You know, it wasn't. This led to the bad endings, and I was wrong. The top one, keeping talking it out, led to the good endings. So just because I think, you know, getting Monica and Yuri will lead to the good ending is the better option, doesn't mean it necessarily will. But obviously, it's kind of like a guessing game at this point, right? Given I was wrong and it's not seemingly as obvious. And again, like I mentioned, there are issues if they're at school, and that causes a delay for him to get to them. Because obviously, sort of what I'm hoping is he gets to them immediately. They think of something, kind of drop all their books and focus on getting Natsuki back. That's what I'm hoping. But also, you know, we remember by seeing a doctor, what I hoped would happen was the MC would talk to Sayori and eventually convince her to see a doctor on her own accords, as opposed to him contacting her mother and basically forcibly taking her to a doctor. Like, that was... So, just because I hope the MC immediately contacts Monica and Yuri, they kind of all drop their books and figure out what they're going to do, doesn't necessarily mean it could actually happen. He could get delayed via school, other stuff, but yeah, I've wasted enough time talking about this. Please let this be the good, like the better option which leads to the good ending. Please. Okay, what's he doing? Why is he just black out? One-way road. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good title. I need to get back to the arts. This is true. The mass of people around me seems insignificant now. My world is dim. Like, use your phone. I make my way through a crowd, start the journey home, hanging my head the whole way. So he's like, okay, I think we're on the bad ending. He's literally just having like a leisurely walk all the way back. This already signifies, you know, it's not going too well. So obviously he's not going. Okay, so Monika's here. Well, the fact that Natsuki isn't with us means that this hope is false. So I was gonna say, obviously Sayori's not a part of this, given she's dealing with her own issues and problems. But at the very least, Monika and Yuri, you know, because I was gonna say, you know, if they're at school, it's kind of over, right? But they aren't. So Monika's here. She was waiting here, which is nice. We still have no clue what time it is. What about Yuri, though? My somber face deters any good news. She has a face as down as mine. What about Yuri? Is Yuri still here? I'm so sorry. Words fail me. I can't even say that I lost her. It's not over, though. Hope resurfaces in her eyes. Because we know the MC somehow thought he could conceivably catch her, or sort of like get to her, despite her father ultimately succeeding. And I'm saying that only is the case if she's continually relaying information to him. How on earth is it not over? Okay, he's giving up. Yuri's inside looking up the maps for trains. Okay, so I think we made the right option here. Because this is what the MC said, right? The MC was like... Because the MC, he's like, do I chase the train alone? Yeah, because the MC himself was like, no, she's not. I look up with determination, but how can you go about this? So I assumed, you know, he would be optimistic. And instead, he's like leisurely walking home, like thinking he failed. So just did a complete 180. But now knowing that Yuri's actually doing this, I think we're on the good ending. I think this is the better choice, the better option. We're on the good route. Because obviously, he would have chased the train. He wouldn't be aware of this, right? I figured the only conceivable way the MC finds her or catches her is if she's continually relaying information. If that's the case, regrouping would be the better option so he can plan to either cut them off or intercept them at a certain location, which is what's seemingly going on. How would we narrow it down, though? A lot of trains leave in a day. We just take a shot and hope. It's really all we can do. The MC did he like look and see what train they were on? We should go inside, though. It's probably best. Did he catch what train they were on? Because if so, then they could actually figure it out. I nod slowly and follow her to my home. Did he catch the train? That's the question, because if he does, presumably we can figure it out. Yuri is the same gaze as Monika. She quickly rouses what happened. What happened? This is terrible. I just missed her. The door's I know it hurts, but we're here to help. Did he catch what train, though? Because that would be important here. If Yuri's, like, actually on top of this, like, if he can tell her what train they're actually on, that would obviously narrow it down. Indeed, we are currently trying to find out where the destination is. Did the MC catch what train they were on? I feel sick to my stomach. My heart continues to sink deeper into my body. I'm gonna go up to my room for a minute. Okay, so the MC presumably didn't catch that information, right? So somehow Yuri's just gonna guess it. They give a silent approval, and I turn to the stairs. I slam the door shut in frustration. Damn it. This isn't going to do anything. The only thing that the MC could do at this point is tell Yuri what train they're on if he caught that information. My built-up rage is unleashed as I throw whatever's in my reach as hard as I can. How could you lose her? You promised. In the midst of my panic, my foot hits something flashy. It's Parfait Girls. Okay. I drop to my knees and scoop up the little piece of her that's still here. We never finished like she wanted to. My shaking hands cause the paper inside the bottom to fall to the floor. I look down at it with teary eyes. It's obviously a poem for the MC, right? Pick it up and open the folded sheet. Him. I can't tell him I can't. He's too caring. I don't want to destroy him. If only he knew what I feel when I'm with him. Someday, he will, but for now he doesn't. Maybe he'll make the first move. Dummy like him may catch the hint eventually. Obviously, him is the MC that's like zero brain. Like negative brain power to figure this out. First off, there's only one he in the story, right? My breath seems to cease for a split second. Well, excluding Natsuki's father, right? Is this for me? No! I don't know. Who could it be? I clutch the paper in my right hand and hold it close. I can't lose you. I can't. MC, Monika's soft voice breaks the previous sounds. She looks from the doorway, seeing me in my most vulnerable state. Did they figure it out? Because I don't see how they're figuring out unless the MC somehow caught that information. You know, what'd you find? Slowly I extend my arm and reveal the people's paper. She nervously takes it from me and opens it. You know, now I'm starting to think we're on the bad ending, given the MC didn't catch that information. Maybe if by chasing the train, he catches that piece of information, comes back, they're still here, relays that, and they go after her. And now, seemingly, he doesn't have the one piece of information they need. I don't know. You shouldn't have to go through this. Well, I am. I couldn't be good enough. Now I pay for it. Don't say that. It's not over. I know, because Yuri and I may have found where she was taken to. How did they find it on their own? I assumed the MC was going to tell him what train they're on, but somehow they just magically figured it out. Hearing that, I look up slowly to her eyes. That's incredible. I don't know how much time we have, but we need to act fast. She sticks out her hand to help me up. I take it. Downstairs, let's go. I follow her downstairs with the manga still in my hand. Monica gives Yuri a quick nod and Yuri speaks. I believe we found where she went. I have no clue how. She holds up her phone and shows me a map. It's not that far from here. Well, that's some much needed good news. I think we need to go there as soon as we can. Agreed. What's the plan? We need to get to the next train, in my opinion. Does anyone here have a car? When's that? In an hour. We must pack swiftly if we plan to catch it. You don't even need a pack, right? Like a Monaco, beams with a light smile. Then it's settled. Let's do this. I'm like, they don't even need a pack. They can just go. Fierce determination covers my devastation. Meet back here in how quickly is it to get to the station? Less than 20 minutes? Got it. Very well. They both leave in a hurry and begin to rack my mind for what I need. Money, clothes, prize something for defense. He's got the gun. We know he has a gun from Sayori's route. He better bring that. I pick up my bag and begin to put whatever I see useful in it. The bag's packed tightly. I notice the manga in my hand. Shit, I can't leave this, but won't. It's literally like a magazine. What does he mean it won't fit in his bag? I decided to put in my... What does he mean it won't fit in his bag? It's literally a magazine. I should be good to go. If you can hear, somehow we're coming now, Skate. See, I look into a darkened TV screen. See myself looking back at me. This could be a life-changing decision. Hey, he needs to grab the revolver. We know he has one from Sayori's route. I scan the reflection and judge harshly. You have almost no chance. But a chance is a chance. I turn away from the screen to keep my spirits high. They're here. Okay, so they're wearing actual clothes. Why didn't he grab the revolver? We know he has it from Sayori's route. Like, continuity between routes is important. They nod and look at me for a follow-up. What are all you bringing? What we need? Food? Money? We don't know if we'll be out there today. I brought some weapons if things go wrong. You're bringing knives, but the MC has a gun. He should have brought that, right? Alright, let's go. They're actually just gonna, like, jump her father. The walk to the station was quiet, and we proceeded to buy tickets. They both go in before me and ask for a round trip. I don't have enough. Ha! Poor way. Like, poor man. Damn it, just give me one way. He's like, I'll figure it out on the way back. It's only an hour train ride. That's, like, probably, what, a day's walk? Like, if he gets up early in the morning and walks all the way back here, he can probably make it. I take the ticket in spite, but walk over to the artist. That's why I'm like, why didn't he just ask them? Why didn't they check beforehand whether they had enough? Why didn't the MC try and spare some cash from them, right? This poor boy. MC, how are you going to get home? Walking? I'll figure it out later. I'm not coming home without her. MC, well, that's noble. Don't let it shut you out from the world. She's my world. Right now, I'm shut off from it. Like, shut up. You know what she was referring to. You don't need to just, like, roast her during this situation, right? I come back with her. That's final. They give up trying to convince me. We wait for the train. Eventually, it arrives, and we board. Okay, so it is... Oh, my God. That's actually hilarious. It is still the same train. The outside world shines bright into the car, but a heavy feeling still haunts me. The warmth of the sun makes me feel drowsy, and eventually I doze off. He should have brought the gun. That's what I'm saying. But he didn't. What a fool. How'd I get back home? Wow, thanks for a dream sequence right now. Monica? No one here? Yuri? Natsuki. Try calling out Natsuki. Where's everyone? Not a soul is heard or seen. It's bare. Walk up and down the street to try and find someone. My house is in sight. The door's open. Hello? Carefully, I approach the house and enter. The room is neat and tidy. Why was the door open? What the? That came from the bathroom. I ease my way upstairs into the bathroom door. The door is locked. A familiar voice cries out. Who is it? Hello? Blood creeps from under the door. Are you hurt? Do you need help? MC. Oh, so it is Natsuki, right? So he's in the bathroom. I start to bang on the door. Hey, grab the gun. We know he has one. Natsuki, let me in. Natsuki. I kick out the door, but it won't budge. Blood comes out in large amounts. A sharp inhale indicates a terrible truth. Natsuki, are you okay? Yeah, bro. She's 100% okay. She's fine. Slumped down to the floor with my body leaning against the door, my knees laying in blood. You can't be. What even happened? The door opens miraculously. I fall into the bathroom floor and feel blood impact. Fear of what's on the other side of the floor keeps me from getting up, but my hand lands on hers. It's cold. She's dead. I start to cry on the floor. Why? Okay, because I saw Monica and I'm like, okay, so he wakes up. I fall into the train floor. You good, bro? The sunlight nearly blinds me. Monica gives me a worried stare. Huh? What happened? You know, we're here, right? We're at our destination. You fell asleep and started to scream. You good? What happened? Like, presumably there are just normal bystanders on the train witnessing all this. Another nightmare. Jesus. Hopefully we won't have to deal with those much longer. We've arrived. Guess my terrified face got Yuri's attention. MC? Monica taps her, signaling her to drop it. Let's just go. I want to get off this train. Okay? Just like home, the station's full of people disregarding ours. Bro, like, literally shut up. Like, shut up. He's like, people all have their own lives to deal with. Just because you're on, like, a Mission Impossible thing doesn't mean, like, the world revolves around you. Well, I mean, the mod literally does, because he's the only perspective we get, right? But still. Like, this was, like, it would be stupid if he, like, roasted the security guard earlier. Like, but that's kind of what he's doing right now. Some things never change, I guess. But we need to get out and start looking. I concur. Alright, let's split up. Meet back here at 6. It's noon now. Honestly, I think this is the good... Given we are actually presumably in the area where Natsuki and her father are, and Monica and Yuri are successfully here along with us, you know, I think we made the right decision. I think we're on the route for the good ending. Okay, I'll let you know if I find anything. Be careful, MC. This is a foreign area test. I'm like, yeah, presumably it's just another town or city, but just a completely different one, right? Don't worry, I'll be fine now. Let's go. We both go off in separate directions. Leave me to my own way. But how would they know? People are scattered everywhere. Nobody looks familiar. I really have no lead, so I guess I'll just walk. That's why I'm like, they've got nothing. Unless somehow Natsuki still has hold of her phone. But 4 hours and no sighting. Did they pick the right city? Okay, my phone flashed with... Okay, so text from Yuri. I think I may have found him. I'm downtown. You know, her father? Like, because obviously him isn't referring to Natsuki, but presumably it's referring to her father. Somehow she must know what he looks like. And she could just caught sight of him. Because I'm like, Natsuki may somehow need to let the MC know, like, where she is. Like, specifically in... If it's a big city like this, right? Headed there now. Keep up with him. My pace once again picks up. Heading east. Okay, the amount of people increased greatly. I can't find Yuri. Somebody bumps into me from behind. Oh, okay. This is actually hilarious because this is the image. This is basically what it's saying is that this is a sprite pack for Natsuki's dad, right? So, and now we know it's only on the one-way road option, right? Let's click ignore. Yuri, there you are. He just got away. Oh, so we didn't see him though, given we had to ignore it. The man you just encountered, that was him. I suddenly feel like a fool. Did I really just miss my chance? He didn't get away. I'm going after him. I sprint in the direction this man went. I'll bring you to justice. Next few hours are full of an endless... So he missed him then? Because, like, otherwise then, like, he was running around for a few hours. My body is trembling from fatigue. If I go any longer, I faint. Damn it. Okay, MC, it's been 4 hours. Are you okay? So where's Monica on all this? Presumably she's just elsewhere. I don't know what sort of, like, the time, like, how the time in this mod's working. Because presumably they've been searching for him for, like, 7 hours. He just ran into him and then somehow lost him and searched for 3 more hours. Like... I'm fine, but he got away. Meet back with us here. She sends a picture of a location nearby. Alright. The wind hits in violent gusts, reminding me of my tired state. I need to go. The massive people around me feels like a constant push against me. I feel empty. You made it good. Now I wrote down some things that might help. In her hands lies a piece of paper, a pile of paper with an indescribable amount of writing. A sharp wind ejects them from her hand. I'm like, what the hell was, like, the plan there? Like... Okay, wait, hold on. Why is there no music? Second off, like, what exactly was Monica's plan here? She has, like, how much information did she get? And, like, second off, how is any of that related to Natsuki's dad? Third off, you know, you're just gonna let it, like, blow away in the wind? Like, I mean, I know it may seem dark, but I do believe she's here somewhere. I hope that's the case. I wasn't lying about staying until I find her. MCA, worried that you're letting dispose of some of your common sense. What do you mean? Like, you know, they need to bed down somewhere. They need sleep. Like, they need to eat. Like, all of that stuff. You're talking as if it's a life or death situation. Maybe not physically, but I can't let things get away from me. Not again. I understand, but you must understand that we also value you. I know and I appreciate that. He's like, noted and ignored. Whoa, wait, what happened? But that doesn't... Whoa, are you okay? Natsuki's dad's right behind him, isn't he? You look like you've seen a ghost. Natsuki's dad's right behind him, isn't he? It's him. I freeze hearing these words. He's walking this way. Okay, honestly, I'm going to end it here because basically... Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. This is actually, okay, this is just everything, right? So I clicked on one of these, right? So that's what happened. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here because Natsuki's dad actually has like a Sprite pack that somehow the game can't access. So honestly, the game may end here if I can't actually find it, right? So I'll sort of figure it out, see what I can do, and then come back to it. But honestly, this may be the end of this if I can't, because I really have no idea how I'm conceivably gonna fix this. But yeah, I mean, yup. I guess that's it for this one. See you in the next one.